Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SmackDown live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the final stop for the Blue Brand before WrestleMania. And it is electric in here. Not just because we're on the road to WrestleMania, but because the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment, hang on a second, not again. You have got to be kidding me. Vegas erupts, but only in booze now. Because of course, the other side to the equation of their match in a couple of days' time at WrestleMania, where it will be the Great One versus the one and only. This isn't the Great One, but yet again, it's Ricochet sending a message to The Rock. This time he's not doing The Rock's entrance though, he's doing his own. There was a specific request of the Great One that Ricochet bring Ricochet, not just a Rock cosplay. Well, we got 50% there tonight, but 100% of this crowd absolutely can't stand this guy. Listen to Vegas right now, my goodness me. What the hell's he got to say now? Oh! Well, you don't think they'd play it twice? For no reason! T-Mobile Arena is erupting! The electricity is coursing through the veins of everybody in this building! The Rock is finally back on his show! Oh my God! He wouldn't let it happen twice. The Great One is here and he's got a microphone. Oh God, The Rock right back at the antics. Well, I think The Rock is poking a little bit of fun at the size discrepancy. The Rock has been preparing for this match at WrestleMania. Everyone thought he was just filming movies and going about his life, but he has been watching tape. He's very well prepared for this. Got some words of advice. Doesn't want to see Ricochet. He wants Ricochet. And look out. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Ricochet out of the way. Too fast for The Rock here. Oh, and an uppercut. And they've already come to blows before WrestleMania. And Ricochet now sends The Rock outside the ring. And Ricochet's going to fly, is he? No! Oh! Ho, ho. Well, The Rock wasn't here to do much talking. He wanted to get one up on Ricochet, but to be honest, Ricochet just made The Rock look a little bit silly. These two men will do battle at WrestleMania, but Ricochet has perhaps just shown that The Rock is going to need to bring something extra special in that ring, because now that the talking is done, it is all about action. Does The Rock have what it takes to go one-on-one with the one and only? He's more than prepared to find out. The talking is done. The mockery is done. Now it's time for business. The Rock in Las Vegas. What a weekend it is going to be. But I have no question that that man is perhaps questioning what just happened. The Rock trying to get a little cheap shot on Ricochet. But Ricochet sending a physical message that perhaps The Rock can't keep up. There's only one way to find out. My goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some business to take care of in your main event. Massive tag team action. Daniel Bryan and Chad Gable take on Cesaro and the founder of the very company that Bryan and Gable represent, Apollo Crews. Shot backstage here. What a start to this show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. That's Toni Storm, SmackDown Women's Champion. Stephanie's here. Stephanie's saying that this is a bad idea. Toni Storm wants to fight Nikki Cross. We know that much. Nikki does do whatever she wants. Toni Storm has not taken a backward step from Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross has taken out women all over the roster, absolutely decimated the SmackDown roster. And Stephanie knows all about the danger. I would strongly urge Toni Storm to stay away. That is what Toni Storm has heard throughout her reign. Toni Storm has been told she's not worthy. She's a transitional champion. That has not been the case, but that's what people have been saying, and she wants to put her name on the map, and it does feel very familiar. Around this time, the last WrestleMania. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to some singles action here. And on their way to the ring is Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And we are finding out more and more about this pre-show event that we're going to see highlights of at WrestleMania. Of course, I'm talking about the famed Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. These two men, both of them, will indeed be in that match, along with Kofi Kingston's opponent tonight. The Andre the Memorial Battle Royal highlights will be shown on the kickoff show of WrestleMania. More information coming on the horizon for WrestleMania as it draws closer as well, ladies and gentlemen. But some singles action here for Kofi Kingston, accompanied by Xavier Woods. It's going to be interesting to see both of those men in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Of course, given Kofi Kingston's history in Battle Royals, he can do some extraordinary things. And speaking of extraordinary, this man put in an extraordinary effort in the World Cup of Professional Wrestling. He has returned to his home brand of SmackDown tonight, Davari. And while he didn't manage to pick up a victory in the World Cup, you definitely do feel as though Davari has developed as an athlete and as a professional. He was in the so-called group of death. It turned out to be that way, being in a group of three with Kyle O'Reilly and Dominik Dijakovic. Of course, Dijakovic undefeated so far in the World Cup of Professional Wrestling. And we have the finals of the World Cup coming up later on in the week, and this man he got close, and you can consider himself pretty unlucky for a number of those results. Tonight he gets the chance to show his wares, shows what he's learned against the veteran in Kofi Kingston. Jessica Carr gets us underway here, bell rings, and these two men are going to face off. And we also know that Davari, who's looking for that next step in his career, he will be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as well. We know that the winner of that Battle Royal gets an opportunity at either the Intercontinental Championship, the US Championship, or the North American Championship. There will be NXT superstars in it as well. It's going to be an interesting watch on the pre-show, as we will show you the highlights from that Battle Royal, and of course show you the winner here, as Davari is going to zero in on Kofi Kingston, slamming his face into the mat. This is where I think Davari has become a different kind of beast here. He's maybe a little bit more refined. He was a little bit scrappy going into the World Cup. Appears though already, well, I was going to say it seems as though he's changed. I don't think he's changed too much. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, it appears, for Davari, but he certainly has a bit more of an edge about him, I think. Perfect fit for this SmackDown roster. It's Davari out. He's going to go right to the legs of Kofi Kingston here. We saw this used to great effect against Dominik Dijakovic in the World Cup. And he's trying to zero in on Kofi Kingston's legs here, which would be a smart strategy with the power of Kingston's legs. Able to get that separation on Davari. Here comes Kingston, trying to come out. Davari here. Davari, comes in with a chop and another one there. Beautiful shots here. How about that tag team main event? Double axe handle right across the chest, and then right in the lower back goes Kingston. Massive tag team match. A storied rivalry between Elite Sports Management and Cesaro looks to continue, but not only that, the added caveat that the former leader of Elite Sports Management, Apollo Crews, and that famed rivalry between he and Daniel Bryan, they will be wrestling for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Unbelievable war we are expecting there. Of course, Cesaro and Chad Gable are doing battle as well, but these two men doing battle for some momentum potentially here going into that Battle Royal, as these two try and climb back up the pecking order here on, and it's a bit of a fast track to that Battle Royal. You get right into title contention. There is a certain amount of luck, but there's also a lot of skill. Just ask Kofi Kingston about the skill that it takes to stay in a Battle Royal. No doubt he'll have something up his sleeve. Plus his friend, Xavier Woods, who's at ringside at the moment, won't be at ringside in that Battle Royal. He'll be in the Battle Royal. Something to think about for both men as well. They can potentially team up, get down to the last two, and then have at it. Let's go for Kingston, snap as he threw in a beautiful shot. Right to the back. The in-ring capital of the WWE, SmackDown. You can always expect these competitive matches that you'll always see on the blue ground, and that beautiful tilt-a-whirl DDT from Kofi Kingston, not wasting any motion, not wasting a moment here. Gonna send Davari in now. Now Kingston sends him off. Davari getting frustrated here, out of the way against Kingston. And that is classic Kofi Kingston, look out. And another DDT from Kingston. Beautiful offense down into the cover center of the ring here. Jessica Carr, perfect position on the shoulders. Davari kicks out at one, and that's, I think, the gas tank of Davari that would have been developed throughout that World Cup and in the training and the lead-up as well. Davari has become a different kind of beast, a little bit of a different look for him here as well, and now Davari sending those shots into the solar plexus and then that leaping knee, but Davari, let's see what this match has taken out of him early on here. How about the Rock showing up earlier on as well, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable as Davari, massive clothesline from Davari in the corner. Now Davari, he looks a little bit gassed, but he's going to keep moving. That's what you've got to do in a match with Kofi Kingston. As Davari now off the middle rope. No, Kingston saw it coming, almost let it happen, I reckon. Now Kingston, short forearm there, sends down Davari. Now Kingston, look out, and guillotine him on the bottom rope. And all of a sudden Kingston has taken control, and now Kofi Kingston calling on Davari here. If he picks up the pace, he could end this really quickly. Now Davari all hung up by Kingston, and now Kofi is going to go to the top here. Kofi Kingston looking for the elbow, no water in the pool. Davari stalking him up now. And now Davari, look out. Oh, variation of the code breaker. Kingston gets some height. Davari looking to try and put this one away here. And now Davari, oh my God. Kingston's own move. The trouble in paradise. The trouble in paradise. Landed on Kofi Kingston. Bounced off the skull. But Kofi Kingston with that veteran ring awareness. That veteran ring awareness from Kofi Kingston. Gets the foot up on the rope. And Davari, this is that edge that we're talking about here. He was unlucky in the World Cup. You'd have to be thinking that right now he'd be one of the favourites to win this match again. Oh no, look out. Now the monkey flip. This is Kofi Kingston's wheelhouse here. Picking up the pace now. Kofi Kingston is going to try and line him up here. Is he thinking SOS? Can he land it? Yes, he does. He rolls in through. Got the pin. Isn't enough to put Davari away. Somehow he kicks out. Somehow he kicks out. And Kofi Kingston is realising now that this Davari is perhaps a little bit harder to put away. Battle hardened from that World Cup performance. All down to an ego's Davari. But Davari's going to rise up here. He's coming back at Kingston. Oh, and another shot takes him down. But Davari, he will not go away. He will not wilt. Davari grabs the arm. Look out. Oh, good Lord. Massive lariat takes him down. Turned it inside out. Davari with a massive win here. Well, well, well. I tell you what, Aria Davari goes to the World Cup and he has turned into a different kind of competitor. What a lariat that was, turning Kingston inside out for a massive 3 count and a huge victory for Aria Davari, and no doubt he's going to take that momentum all the way to WrestleMania in a couple of days' time for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And I dare say he will feature quite prominently in those highlights we'll show you on the kickoff. Well, perhaps some big things on the horizon for that man. After an unlucky, it has to be said, performance in the World Cup where he didn't pick up a win, he picks up a massive one here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at WrestleMania it will be Apex Dominance versus Tyler Breeze and Johnny Curtis. This rivalry has taken quite the twist in recent weeks, with Johnny Curtis and Tyler Breeze apparently having some kind of leverage over General Manager EC3, and it's now been tied back to Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton. But namely, Bobby Lashley. This man had a lot to say earlier today, as we heard from both of these teams ahead of their tag team match at WrestleMania. So controversy is hanging over this match, ladies and gentlemen. The Tag Team Championship's on the line, but it feels like there's a hell of a lot more than just that. Apex Dominance, Tyler Breeze, and Johnny Curtis do battle. Well, the stakes couldn't be higher. As Kofi just lost that hard-fought match to Davari. Doesn't seem very happy. Kofi's saying he's done with it. What does he mean by that? Well, the New Day have been flailing on SmackDown. I don't think anyone would dispute that. Well, they did fall off a lot once Big E left the group, there's no doubt. Well, I agree. Kofi Kingston not willing to just sit on his hands and sit idly by. He wants to do something about it. Oh, here we go. We have a grudge match, ladies and gentlemen. It's WrestleMania season. And this man appears to be on a collision course with the one and only John Cena. Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, he has history with his opponent tonight, but he has even more history with John Cena, who, of course, as we know, returned to save Shinsuke Nakamura from Johnny Gargano, who, of course, is Shinsuke Nakamura's opponent tonight. But Cena said he saved Nakamura because he feels like Nakamura needed it, because he feels like Nakamura is not the person that he was when he arrived in the WWE. We know that Shinsuke Nakamura defeated John Cena in Philadelphia at WrestleMania. We know that Shinsuke Nakamura has been towards the top of the mountain, but could not quite plant his flag and capture the world title. Cena reckons that is quite simply down to Shinsuke Nakamura and no other excuses. Cena believes that Nakamura needs Cena. And Nakamura believes that Cena needs Nakamura. Which one? Well, that is in the eye of the beholder. Well, Toni Wrestling, he knows what he's got in front of him at WrestleMania. He will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He, of course, had a epic tussle last time out with Rusev. And it appears as though Rusev is back to his brutal best with Johnny Gargano. You would have to think a ladder match really does suit someone like Johnny Gargano with his athleticism, his quickness. He's so agile, he's willing to take risks. And if he takes the right risks at the right time at WrestleMania, he might just reach up and grab the briefcase, which of course contains a contract that can be cashed in at any time, anywhere, for any world championship across all three brands. Gargano has got to get there first. Nakamura, Gargano. No, we know the history between these two. We are underway. Nakamura stalking Johnny Gargano, and knockout. Gargano missed though. Straight away, Nakamura out of the way. Gargano, of course, was about to lay out Shinsuke Nakamura a couple of weeks ago when John Cena would return, save Nakamura. Nakamura, he went to the powers that be here on SmackDown. I'm guessing it's Stephanie McMahon, given the absence of EC3. Hang on a second, wait a minute. Is he going to get him? What an early win there. Johnny Wrestling He must have gone to the... Oh, look at this from Nakamura. Right in the face of Johnny Gargano. Oh, drop toe hold. It was Nakamura that wanted this match with Johnny Wrestling. Nakamura doesn't forget. They have quite the history. Nakamura is in a little bit of trouble here. Johnny Gargano early. He's on the apron now. This is not where you want to be. Gargano inside with a spear. Now Gargano is going to work over the midsection that he just rattled. So have a think towards WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, and the fact that Johnny Wrestling will be in that Money in the Bank ladder match with Rusev, with Bronson Reed, with Austin Theory, with Kalisto and Baron Corbin. All you do believe could win that briefcase at any moment. It's all about getting there, isn't it? They qualified, they got in, they made it through. It's all about just being in the match, because once the match starts, anything can happen. Anyone can win. Sometimes comes down to a little bit of luck, but it's all about being fearless as well. We know Shinsuke Nakamura was fearless last week when he came out and confronted John Cena and delivered a Kinshasa to John Cena, and there's a knee to Johnny Gargano on the outside. Nothing official announced for Shinsuke Nakamura and John Cena, but Cena said it. He said, I want a match at WrestleMania, and I want it with Shinsuke Nakamura. He wants to try and bring out the king, the guy who dominated New Japan Pro Wrestling for years and years. He wants that Nakamura. He doesn't want the all-entrance, no-substance Nakamura. I tell you what, there's a bit of substance to Nakamura tonight with that knee right to the gut of Johnny Wrestling. Now Nakamura is going to send Gargano into the corner, and Nakamura with another knee right to the midsection. And now Nakamura has something to say. And Shinsuke might be looking for some good vibrations here. And Nakamura driving that final little nail into the chest, and Nakamura is feeling it tonight in the T-Mobile. Man, what a massive show WrestleMania is going to be. It's Nakamura now. He might be thinking Kinshasa here. No. Johnny Gargano blocks that shot. And Gargano with a hurricane run of his own. Sending down Nakamura now with a shot to the ribs. And how about the heavy hitters of Elite Sports Management? We are just moments away from that massive main event. No, over the top goes Johnny Gargano. Massive main event, Cesaro teaming with Apollo Crews. Did you ever think you would say that, given the history between those two? Never thought I would, that's for sure. Drop kick there, classic Gargano. A lot of momentum building here, the in-ring capital of the WWE, the Blue Brand, SmackDown. Now, Johnny Wrestling slides under, misdirection. This is what he does best, and he's really getting the better of Nakamura here. Gargano, of course, has his history with Nakamura, but as I said before, he was about to attack Shinsuke Nakamura when John Cena would come down and somewhat patronizingly save Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, look out, Johnny Wrestling, this is how quick he can be, this is what you're going to have to look out for. He can hit you from all angles, and now Gargano has sent Nakamura to the outside, and Gargano, he's going to take a risk here. Gargano flies, Nakamura hits the deck, and now Johnny Wrestling. Oh, look out, he's going to try and line it up. He couldn't hit it a couple of weeks ago. Can he hit it tonight? No! Out of the way, Nakamura. Out of the way, Nakamura. He's looking for the Kinshasa. Gargano! Counter from Nakamura was absolutely brilliant. And now Nakamura, he's going to turn him up. Look out, Nakamura hooked him up. Oh, face first goes Gargano. Face first goes Gargano, and now Nakamura's building up that head of steam. Oh, the axe kick right to the back of the head of Johnny Wrestling. And now Nakamura, oh, the knee. Look at this. These knees here from Nakamura are landing. They are scoring. And now Nakamura with Johnny Wrestling in trouble. Sends him into the corner. Shinsuke takes him up to the high rent district. The Japanese megastar is looking for a mega move here. Where does he go? Oh my God! Top rope Falcon Arrow. Top rope Falcon Arrow. Referee perfect position on the shoulders. Can Nakamura take him out? No. Gargano kicks out. Gargano kicks out, but Nakamura ain't done there. Nakamura is nowhere near done. Oh, what a shot from Nakamura. And Nakamura picks him up. There it is. Usually a precursor to the Kinshasa. Gargano in trouble. Nakamura stalking, no. Gargano caught him, oh, took him down. Brilliant from Gargano. Took him down, tripped him up. Gargano escaped. Gargano escape is locked in now. Gargano escape is locked in. He may have to tap. Nakamura's in trouble. Wait a minute, what the hell? Rusev on the entranceway. And Rusev has set up a ladder. Rusev has set up a ladder and he's screaming at Johnny Gargano. And Gargano sees Rusev. Gargano sees Rusev. We know how deep the hatred is between these two. Gargano doesn't even care about the match. Rusev sending a message before they both enter the death-defying Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. The richest prize in the game. Gargano is talking to Rusev. He's talking trash. And wait a moment, look out. Nakamura had time to recover. Nakamura had time to recover. And oh, he hangs him up. On the apron goes Johnny Gargano. And Nakamura can send him into the ring now. Nakamura took advantage. Johnny Gargano in big trouble. Kinshasa. 1, 2, got him. And with the aid of Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura picks up a massive victory. And Nakamura celebrates in the ring. And Johnny Gargano straight away. Johnny Gargano is coming down here. Johnny Gargano is going after Rusev. It's an absolute powder keg. It has exploded before WrestleMania and Rusev now has that ladder. Rusev has the ladder. And Gargano, oh my God, Rusev bouncing it right off the skull. And now Rusev is taking it to Johnny Gargano with that ladder. Rusev is giving him a little taste and giving the T-Mobile Arena a taste of what's to come. Rusev, look out. Oh my God, Jesus, right on the ladder. And that could be a real preview of what Johnny Gargano is in store for at WrestleMania. Gargano is strawn out over the ladder. Rusev takes him down and now Cena. Nakamura is still celebrating in the ring, but Cena is here. Cena's going to try the sneak attack. Wait a minute, what the hell? Kevin Owens! Kevin Owens! What the hell is Owens here for? Look out! Oh my God! On the apron, Kevin Owens! Apron powerbomb to John Cena! Owens has snapped! He snapped last week, but he's gone to another no. Package pile driver, and now Nakamura. Nakamura coming after Owens. We know their history as well. And Kevin Owens has just taken out John Cena with an apron powerbomb and a package pile driver. What the hell is this? Kevin Owens snapped on El Generico, but Owens seems to have snapped on everyone. Owens has a battered and bruised Nakamura, and we know what this means. No, Kevin, for God's sake. And, oh! Well, El Generico wanted the old Kevin Owens. He sure as hell got it. But this means... No, the counter! We need to get medical assistance out to the ring right now. Kevin Owens has just come down and taken out Cena and Nakamura. Oh my God. El Generico has just brought out the monster in Kevin Owens. Nakamura is down. He's writhing in pain. Who knows what damage has been done? Cena hasn't moved. We need to get medical stuff out of him right now. Brian with the rallying speech. Maybe they're trying to eliminate him before they even get to WrestleMania. Chad Gable, Daniel Bryan, excited at the prospect of Elite Sports Management getting even stronger at WrestleMania. Seems as though ESM may have a plan to soften up Cesaro and Apollo Crews before they even get to the show of shows. An ominously confident Elite Sports Management ahead of tonight's massive main event, ladies and gentlemen. Well, a young Las Vegas native in the ring. And well, the Intercontinental Champion, who is in about as ominous shape as anybody on this entire roster. Keith Lee, the reigning defending Intercontinental Champion. It has been signed, sealed and delivered. He will face Walter in Las Vegas for the Intercontinental Championship, a title that Walter never lost, and a title that Keith Lee has defended against all comers, the likes of Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, even Cain Velasquez. Keith Lee has taken on everyone. He's been accused of being disrespectful, and certainly with a few of his actions of late, it is hard to dispute that. But what is undisputed is Keith Lee's prowess inside that squared circle, and the fact that he versus Walter is a dream match amongst a lot of people, and a sleeper for the match of the weekend. Keith Lee holds the Intercontinental Championship aloft, ahead of what can only be considered a lamb to the slaughter type match. Well, this young man has a bit of size about him, let's give him that. He's going to have to be at his best here against Keith Lee, who still monsters over this guy. Lee, look at this, he tries to engage, and Lee just throws him off like he's nothing. Oh, look at the clothesline. And that didn't work. Lee's saying, come on, is that all you got? Is that all you got? Oh my God. He just bounces off Keith Lee. This is not a small man in the ring here at Lee. Oh my God. Destruction. And Keith Lee, I feel like this is only a matter of time. Sends him into the corner. Now Lee, oh look at this. Salt to the solar plexus again, and then goes up top. And Keith Lee now. This is all a message to Walter, there's no question. The ring general will be in Las Vegas at WrestleMania. Oh. Spirit bomb. Devastating. And Keith Lee could pin him right there. He could pin him right there, but he's not going to. Keith Lee wants to send yet another message to Walter. The Big Bang catastrophe. That will be all she wrote. We knew the result before the match started. But I get the feeling, ladies and gentlemen, it won't be that easy at WrestleMania when Keith Lee does battle with the seemingly indestructible Walter. When he returns for the championship that he never lost. Keith Lee, look at this. This guy, I tell you, the fans often know best. They're booing this man for a reason. Keith Lee, not a popular man. Does he care? Of course not. Keith Lee is demanding a microphone. So maybe some parting words before the showdown at the show of shows. Mentioned this a couple of times where he wants to expose Walter. Uh-oh. Up on the Tron. Walter's going to take back the championship he never lost. Keith Lee wants him in the ring right now. They have been face to face. They haven't even touched each other, but they get the opportunity to do battle. Time is almost up on the reign of Keith Lee. What a match it's going to be. Goosebumps, ladies and gentlemen. The Ring General versus the limitless Keith Lee will go down at WrestleMania in a Continental Championship on the line. It simply gets no better than that. Uh-oh. Toni Storm pacing around backstage. It looks like Toni Storm might be on her way out here. Oh no. Well, Toni Storm has been on a mission all night. And that mission has led her into the middle of the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and well, Toni Storm is into the ring and she looks ready to fight. This, I just cannot help but feel that this is not wise. Toni Storm saying she wants to play Nikki Cross. You know she's here somewhere. Toni Storm is just going to wait. She's just going to occupy the ring here. Storm pacing around. Oh, this is just not a good idea. Whoa! Hold on! Well, I recognize that music! Oh my God! That's Emma! This place has lifted the roof. It's the former women's champion Emma, and of course fellow Australian, but most importantly, former opponent of Nikki Cross. And Emma is trying to talk her out of it. We know that Nikki Cross and Emma have that history. Emma has not wrestled since. And this is just so familiar. Emma is trying to warn Toni Storm that this is not a good idea. If she won't listen to Stephanie, then hopefully she listens to someone who has walked in her shoes. I agree. Emma knows this too well. She learned the hard way. Toni Storm can still avoid this. Emma is exactly right. This is not personal. Nikki Cross has not chosen Toni Storm for a reason. Nikki Cross just chooses whoever she wants. Oh my God, no, look out. On the entrance. And Emma is face to face with her worst nightmare again, and Emma backs away immediately. She knows the threat. Nikki Cross. The chaos that follows this woman. Toni Storm, though, she's walking towards Nikki Cross as Emma is backing away. Toni Storm. Oh no, Toni, come on. And Emma is now walking towards her. Oh no, Nikki. This is a terrible situation. Emma is just being mocked and laughed at. She says, I know who you are. Toni Storm is walking towards Nikki Cross. Toni Storm wants to fight. Emma tried to convince her otherwise. Toni Storm will not take a backward step from Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross, as unpredictable as ever, is running away. Toni Storm would not heed the advice of someone who has literally suffered at the hands of Nikki Cross in her exact same position at the exact same time. I agree. You have to listen to her. You have to listen to her. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an injury update on Noam Dar. We can tell you right now that Noam Dar has been cleared of any serious injury. We saw earlier tonight Kevin Owens attacked John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura in a very similar fashion to Dar. Dar has escaped any serious injury and he has been cleared for competition. And it's competition that Noam Dar has requested. He made a challenge. It has been signed off on by the powers that be at SmackDown, and on the pre-show of WrestleMania, we will see Noam Dar versus Dexter Lumis. They're going to kick off WrestleMania weekend in style. Night 1 kickoff. Dexter Lumis versus Noam Dar. It's personal. Well, backstage again, and Emma is continuing to try and convince Toni Storm Seems as though Emma has given up on trying to convince her otherwise, and now she's giving her advice. Well, it seems as though Toni Storm is going to go ahead with it. Storm and Cross appears destined for WrestleMania with that Women's Championship on the line, but it's drawing way too many comparisons for my liking. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring it home, because this is the main event of the evening. Cesaro teaming with Apollo Crews to take on Elite Sports Management. So much to unpack tonight. We kicked it off with The Rock and Ricochet. We saw Rusev fire a shot across the bow of Team Gargano. We don't know the status. We hope to have an update soon on John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura. Emma has showed up, but now it's time for this man.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Apollo Crews, a very different Apollo Crews, is a man on a mission. Apollo Crews had an encounter with the Fiend that changed his life, changed his perspective on everything. A man who once called himself elite now walks alone. And Apollo Crews wants to tear down the very establishment that he established himself. Apollo Crews cashed in. He cashed in those ESM chips, and now he wants revenge. You could call it biting the hand that feeds, but Apollo Crews fed that company all of its success, and now he wants to burn it to the ground. Apollo Crews will walk into WrestleMania, but will he walk out? Big fight field in the T-Mobile here. Crews unceremoniously walks to the ring. And this man, Chad Gable, he's on a date with Destiny as well. With a man that he screwed out of a world championship in Cesaro. The story speaks for itself between all four of these men. Cesaro, I would say, would be the world heavyweight champion if it wasn't for this man. If it wasn't for the antics of Elite Sports Management. It's pretty straightforward. So now Cesaro gets his opportunity to put a nail in the coffin at WrestleMania as well. But it is going to be a hell of a task. Because whether you like him or not, Daniel Bryan is at the top of that pecking order. The leader of the Elite, who was actually a member of the Yes Movement before any of this. It was an injury caused by Apollo Crews, where the WWE would not clear Daniel Bryan. The only company that would clear him to wrestle was Elite Sports Management. Daniel Bryan, with his back against the wall, having to choose between never wrestling again or wrestling with the devil on his back. He chose the devil, And when it all looked as though it would be Daniel Bryan who would rebel against the elites, he bought in. Apollo Crews saw the light, got out in time, and the two will battle for supremacy at WrestleMania. But it ain't about WrestleMania right now. It's about right here, right now. Cesaro straight away going after Chad Gable. We are underway in our main event, and Cesaro is getting a little bit early on Chad Gable here with the knees, and Cesaro is hammering away on Gable, and Gable quickly stakes out like the coward that he is. Very typical elite sports management. And well, he's calling him, wanting him to come outside, but Cesaro says, you get in the ring and you get what's coming to you, little son of a bitch. Gable's going to come in. Here comes Gable now, but no, Gable got out of the way. He had time to recover here, and Gable now grabs the headlock, and Gable straight away taking him down. Looking for the submission here, Gable. He might even be able to break the arm here. Rolls him through. Rolls him through with Cesaro going straight at Gable, but that little moment that he could break that little bit of momentum there, Chad Gable looking for the suplex. No, couldn't find it. Cesaro countered. It is going to be a wrestling clinic, but there's going to be a little bit of personal rivalry in there as well. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot. Cesaro, of course, tormented Elite Sports Management as the masked man. They thought it was Apollo Crews. It was not at all. It was all a ploy from Cesaro to get back at him for using that ESM-endorsed Singapore cane to screw him twice out of the WWE Championship. Apollo Crews picked it up. He was going to take it to Daniel Bryan, but he said, I don't need it to beat you. And that might be the truth. Look at this here. Crews is looking down at Chad Gable. Look at the hatred in his eyes. They can't stand each other. Once teammates, now bitter rivals. And Crews, look at this. Look at Chad Gable. Little hyena barking at Apollo Crews. Used to take orders. Now he's talking trash. Chad Gable, hell of a wrestler, whichever way you want to cut it. Olympic pedigree. Now he's dragging Cesaro over towards the corner. And this is what we're talking about. The synergy has grown between Daniel Bryan and Chad Gable. We saw Daniel Bryan take to Chad Gable with a Singapore cane. That dastardly Singapore cane that has been used so effectively by Elite Sports Management. What did Daniel Bryan call it? He called it tough love. And Chad Gable drank the Kool-Aid, bought in, cut his hair, and sided with Elite Sports Management seemingly for life here. See the bad blood. Crews is yet to be in this match so far, and Daniel Bryan is talking to Chad Gable, telling him get ready to come in because you won't be far away. Bryan now, look out, the German suplex folds up Cesaro. The rivalry between Cesaro and Daniel Bryan, I mean, they've had some classic battles. You can see Daniel Bryan, look at this, he's just standing in between. Apollo Crews desperately wanting that tag. Daniel Bryan says, no way, that ain't happening, and he's going to continue to take it to Cesaro, who has just made his life hell. Look at this again, turning, screaming in the face of his opponent at WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble winner, Apollo Crews. We saw Cesaro, he hit Apollo Crews with the Singapore cane as well. He took them both out. He owed him, as it was Crews who eliminated Cesaro out of the Royal Rumble before, then eliminating Chad Gable and Daniel Bryan to win it. So there's no love lost there between those two, trust me. Now, Chad Gable, look at this shot there, beautifully done. You can't argue with the tag team prowess, and he's saying no tag. You ain't getting a tag. Apollo Crews desperately wants in this match, but his former teammates having absolutely none of it, talking all kinds of trash. And look at this, Apollo Crews, the vitriol, the cockiness of Chad Gable. Crews wants in this match. Gable will not allow that. Now Gable is just toying with his opponent at WrestleMania. When it's one-on-one, it's going to be a different story though. You haven't got Daniel Bryan there to save your bacon like usual. And I tell you what, they are working extremely cohesively as a team here at the moment, as Bryan now talking all kinds of trash. getting on the crowd's nerves. As usual, he looked for the knee, he couldn't find it. Cesaro though. Cesaro now, he picks him up, look out, oh my God, right down goes Daniel Bryan at Cesaro. Cesaro is saying, we're gonna get it now. Daniel Bryan coming at Cesaro, the top, and Daniel Bryan goes down with a European uppercut, and the tag is made. And now, Apollo Crews gets his opportunity. He screams in the face of Daniel Bryan. Bryan trying to throw at Crews, and finally, we get Crews and Bryan going toe-to-toe again here. Crews and Bryan getting their hands on each other before WrestleMania. Now Crews though, Bryan out of the way, Bryan out of the way, unbelievable count. Oh my God, he folded him up, and Daniel Bryan folds him up, and Bryan screaming at the camera. Bryan screaming at the camera, but you might want to turn around, because your past is gonna haunt you. Pump kick to Bryan. Down goes Bryan, here comes Crews. Crews is hammering away on Bryan. He's been waiting so long to get his hands on him. Oh, Bryan sends him to the outside. Bryan always with an answer, and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan now with a full head of steam. Look out! Bryan takes out Crews on the outside, and Bryan's going crazy. And now what the hell is Chad Gable doing? Gable is motioning to someone. Gable is motioning to someone, and now he's distracting the referee. And look at this son of a bitch, Eric Bischoff. We saw him arrive earlier, and oh, look at Bischoff with a low blow to Cesaro off the apron. The referee didn't see it. Bischoff talking all kinds of trash, and this is the usual stuff that you've come to expect. Gable leaving the ring, and the referee now distracted by Eric Bischoff on the apron, and Gable is going after Cesaro. This is the kind of rubbish that we want to stamp out of SmackDown and out of the WWE. This is what's on the line at Mania, trying to get rid of these sons of bitches. Eric Bischoff is talking to the referee while Chad Gable is taking Cesaro. He's taking Cesaro all the way into the crowd here. This match is still going on. The two legal men are Apollo Crews and Daniel Bryan. But Apollo Crews and Daniel Bryan, this match is going to have to be thrown out, surely. These two are absolutely going crazy on the outside. Crews, wait a minute, hey! Paul Heyman with that goddamn Singapore cane. Heyman with the Singapore cane, and out the crowd here. What the hell is Gable doing? Look out! Gable just put Cesaro through a table. And Gable lays out Cesaro. Cesaro can't get involved. Referee still distracted by Eric Bischoff. And the man who handed Apollo Crews that Singapore cane at WrestleMania in Philadelphia now holds it himself, threatening to use it on the man he established the company with. But look out, Bryan from behind. Paul Heyman seemed a little bit hesitant to even use it, or was that just part of the plan? Heyman holding that Singapore cane. Bryan rolling him in the ring. And Daniel Bryan, now that the referee is there, no Cesaro to worry about. The cattle mutilation is locked in on Apollo Crews. Cattle mutilation is locked in on Apollo Crews. Paul Heyman standing with the very weapon that has caused all of this destruction that he started when he betrayed Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and handed that cane to Apollo Crews, who is out. The referee has called the match. The referee has called the match. And Heyman saying perhaps we won't need this either. Crews laid it down before using it on Bryan. Heyman says perhaps we don't need it either. And look at this. Paul Heyman grabbing the referee and, oh my God, setting the referee outside the ring. And now they watch on while Apollo Crews is pretty much unconscious. Daniel Bryan and Elite Sports Management have destroyed Apollo Crews so many times. Cesaro is down, and Daniel Bryan dragging Apollo Crews, and he is surrounded by the very foundations that he built, the very foundations that he wants to seek to destroy. But I think it's a bridge too far. The numbers game is too much, and Bryan has just beaten the hell out of Apollo Crews. I don't even know if Crews is going to make it to WrestleMania. But by God, if he does, he is going to whip Daniel Bryan's ass. The count again. Daniel Bryan, Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman stand over the man who created all of this. They will do battle at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. But what will be left of Apollo Crews when we enter that arena? Elite Sports Management may only be getting stronger.